Everybody know King ain't got, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got all his marbles.
But that's not all. By the time his warrant got
Your mama said, hey, boy, that ain't cool when your mama saying you ain't got all your marbles. What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Check it out, man. It's going to be a 2-in-1. T.I. speaks out after King Harris gets sentenced. He's still in jail? I mean, come on, y'all. Can y'all give me a break? King Harris being beaten in jail goes viral. Oh, my God. Oh, man, it's tough out here, man. But, hey, I try to do real this clickbait stuff getting on my nerves. I can't tell the difference. My team can't tell the difference. It's hard for us to keep up with all the stories to the point that when the information hits, is it real or not? I've been Googling and using Chat GPT to try to figure out if this stuff T.I. speaks out after King Harris gets sentenced, but I got to see what the people saying. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. The Music Recording Network stream. Let's check it out.
First, my dad kicked me out, and my dad, I don't know, whatever they said was happening. Whatever they said supposedly happened. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
still believing it.
The judge's ruling on King Harris didn't just hit him, it exposed decisions T.I. has been hiding for years. October 14th wasn't supposed to change anything, but it did. King was rolling through Dunwoody, Georgia, when he almost clipped a police cruiser pulling out of a gas station, and that split-second move handed cops everything they needed. Cops hit him with a failure to yield, caught the smell of weed pouring out of the car, and then noticed a firearm on his hip. But here's where it got even messier. When they ran his name, it turned out he had an active bench warrant from 2022. Yeah. 2 whole years dodging court for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and a drug DUI. He stayed calm, but the search turned up 2 baggies of weed along with that gun. They cuffed him, but what they found after that warrant check was worse. While King was still being processed in DeKalb, Tiny panicked and went live, trying to control the story before it spun.
Why? No, King changed for other reasons, and he ain't got good sense. You see what I'm saying?
Is that nigga not give up the question?
Everybody know King ain't got, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got all his marbles.
But that's not all. By the time his warrant got
your mama said, hey, boy, that ain't cool when your mama saying you ain't got all your marbles. Just because the elevator go up, that don't mean to go all the way up to the highest floor. It's just going up. Oh my God.
And he walked out free the next day. The internet had already written its own script. Fake headlines of 5-year sentences, rumors of King getting jumped in jail, even whispers of T.I. begging judges behind closed doors. None of it was true, but once the blogs run with it, your name is cooked. The man walked free, but the stain stuck. And what made it worse was that this was all happening right as King was trying to prove himself as more than a Nepo baby, stepping into fatherhood and trying to build credibility outside of daddy's shadow. And that credibility chase is where things went left. King wanted to show he wasn't just born rich. He bragged about spending time at his grandma's place in rough neighborhoods.
Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
Now, hold up. Now, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Your mother and your father are millionaires. So I'm pretty sure T.I. probably got about $3 or $4 million, $10 million. I don't know. He got more than $1 million in the bank. How can you have a grandmother living in the hood when your father's a millionaire? Because if Uncle Mike was a millionaire, my mama would not be living in the hood. My wife, mama, wouldn't be living in the hood. If I'm a millionaire, that don't make sense to me. I mean, it don't make reality sense. Does it make reality sense that you're saying that your grandma, I live with my grandmother, see? My grandmother live in the hood. That's bull. That whole area, that whole neighborhood that your grandmother lives in, because of T.I., the whole neighborhood would be straight if maybe mama don't want to move out of her house. I don't understand that. Let's figure it out. Let's see if they're going to tell us.
We'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house.
But critics weren't buying it. Online, people dragged him as a wannabe gangster, a kid desperate to live a struggle he never had.
You know, everything in the world say about me is a lie. I don't give a damn. I don't really care too much. It didn't affect me. That just made your source. That just made your information that you talk about not credible.
And we know where T.I. stands with him.
Hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, he's going to prison.
To make things worse, the baby drama only fueled the fire. King had already announced he was expecting with Jania, Big Nana Epps, and by late 2024, they welcomed a son. But instead of celebrations, rumors went wild. Some swore it was just a PR stunt. Even his own dad didn't have faith in his own son.
I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm going to make this the greatest gangster of all times.
He basically hinted that he'd raise the kid better than King ever could.
Raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing people are clocking is how much more the family's hiding. Between the sentencing drama, the leaks, the baby rumors, and the old rap beefs.
See, that's how I try to do. Wait, I'm going to wait till it's finished. I wait till it's
the
finished.
Harris family just got dragged into a storm that could redefine their legacy forever.
Yeah, see, I actually try to get my points and everything, not from the clickbait narrative, but from what T.I. just said out of his mouth. He said, I'm going to raise that baby. I'm going to raise that baby and make sure that baby is the biggest gangster in the world so he can get back. So he can do you exactly how you did me. Because once he wake up and smell the coffee, T.I.'s son, and realize, dang, this ain't even the way I should be doing things. It's going to be too late because now your son is going to be, I'm girl and I'm a gangster and I'm going to get on your nerves, daddy. Nah, son, don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, I am. Yeah, it's going to be too late, man. It's going to be too late. Too late. It's going to be too late. Yeah. All right, new footage of King Harris being beaten in jail goes viral. Oh, my God.
King Harris has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected.
T.I.'s son, King Harris. So allegedly, I guess he got to jail and they jumped on him in there. Say it's bad. And allegedly, I don't know how true it is, but you got people putting in the comments that somebody busted open. That's messed up.
New footage just leaked, and it's brutal. King Harris, son of rap legend T.I., caught in a jailhouse ambush so violent it looks scripted for a gangster film. 1 second he's pacing the block, the next he's swarmed, fists flying, guards scrambling, chaos everywhere. Now King's in intensive care, and the internet's asking, was this random prison violence or was he deliberately marked for destruction?
Damn.
Like my nigga. I don't have no gang. I ain't in no gang. I got family. I got motherfuckers who willing to risk their lives and freedom to die by me and mine. You hear me?
That's facts. That's facts.
Well, don't fucking play with me, man. Don't fucking play with my motherfucking child, nigga. Ever, nigga.
King Harris's downfall didn't start with fists. It started with arrogance. He skipped court, racked up charges, and walked into the system with his head high like his last name was a bulletproof vest. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. What should have been a routine lockup turned into a spiral that no one, not even the Harris family, was ready for. Guards say King strutted through intake like he was back on Family Hustle, joking, flexing, flashing the bravado he'd polished on Instagram Lives. But inside, that act was gasoline on an open flame. Within weeks, the whispers started. Too cocky, too loud, too famous. He wasn't just another inmate, he was a prize target. Every eye on the block locked onto the kid who thought prison was another stage. And then, just days ago, it happened. The hit. Inmates cornered him in a blind spot, fists flying before he could even square up. Guards swarmed too late, dragging him out limp while alarms blared and the block went into full lockdown. It wasn't a scuffle, it was an ambush.
King, have you ever woke up with a roach on your face?
Here. No, that's not the goal.
All right, then. So, man, go.
In your ear.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got in the neighborhood with me that broke up with roach in your ear. Y'all want to go to the bando in my neighborhood? Do y'all want to go to the bando? Listen, do y'all want to go to the...
For a family already addicted to drama, this was the...
They know you faking, cuz, and you still faking. You, man, god dang, man, there are people, boy, you can see, oh my God, man, I call you back.
Roach in your ear? Y'all want to go to the bando in my neighborhood? Do y'all want to go to the bando? Listen, do y'all want to go to the...
For a family already addicted to drama, this was the nightmare plot twist no one saw coming. 1 minute, King was standing on business for his followers. The next, he was hooked up to machines, his parents screaming into phones, lawyers racing against time. The Harris name had been dragged into chaos before, but never like this. Now, the question wasn't about image, it was about survival. And survival doesn't care if your dad is king of the South.
So I just want to say this. First and foremost, there's no shame, no embarrassment in getting packed out, getting beat up. As long as you fight, you're respected. Now, the king fight, we don't know. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion about T.I.'s son, King. I think that young brother is a pure bitch.
The details leaking out are...
Hey, I didn't know you was going to just jump out there and just, forget all the words. You just going to say, swinging. A pure what? My man straight. That's me right there. I ain't got time for all this back and forth and I'm trying to prove to you that my dream and my lies is better than yours. Oh my God.
We don't know. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion about T.I.'s son.
My
King.
personal opinion?
I think that young brother is a pure bitch.
The details leaking out are stomach turning. King didn't just get jumped, he was hunted. Sources say the attack was set up like a chess move. Woo! Guards suddenly called to another block, cameras mysteriously glitching, and King steered into a corner where 3 men were waiting. The first blow came from behind, dropping him before he even had a chance to raise his hands. From there, it was chaos. Boots, fists, and makeshift shanks until guards tore through the door. By then, King was barely conscious, his face swelling, his body slumped, the block echoing with shouts and laughter. And then came the aftermath. Guards herded men back to cells, alarms still wailing, while King was carried out under armed escort. An emergency lockdown froze the prison in place, but the damage was already done. Blood on the floor, inmates whispering that the golden boy had finally been put in his place. Staff sources admitted off the record, this wasn't random. This was a statement. Quick question before we go deeper. Was this ambush random chaos?
Hold on. In the Preparatorial's defense, he was too low IQ, too criminal, insane. I think, again, man, there's a lot of guards that everybody want clout. All over the world, everybody want to be the man to leak the best story or whatever. These guards, there's nothing stopping them from tweeting and putting what happened at work. All they gotta do is say, well, I heard, well, somebody told me, well, I was off that day, but somebody told me this is what I heard. You know what I'm saying? And then it starts spreading out of the line and everything. And I don't think they got a reason to lie on what happened to him while he in the holding cell.
Or do you think King was marked from day one? Drop your take in the comments because the footage feels way too clean to be coincidence.
I already know that when you come to jail, everybody jealous of what you done had in your life. That's just part of the culture. Like, I wish I would have had millionaire parents.
But here's the kicker. What was the message? Some say it was about respect. Others say King had stepped into the wrong negotiation, possibly even a contraband deal gone sideways. And the darker whispers that this was a hit, ordered not for King himself, but to rattle his father. Because behind prison walls, names carry weight, and sometimes tearing down a name is more valuable than any contraband. The footage that's gone viral doesn't show all of it. Just a flash of King trying to rise before being dragged down again. A blur of fists, then black. But that clip was enough to light the internet on fire. Hashtags trending. TikTok edits blasting rap beats over his downfall. Twitter roasting him as soft. Others calling it tragedy. And somewhere in between, one brutal truth. In prison, fame makes you a target, not a shield.
Hey, about King, right?
Yes.
As much criticism as I receive about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact we all got bad ass kids.
Let's be real. King Harris never had a chance inside. From day one, he carried...
Bullshit.
No, we all don't. No, we all don't either. I don't have any kids, but I got a nephew that, rest in peace to my brother, and I made sure that he was going to be right. Not wrong, right. No gray area. We all don't have bad kids. Now, at the family, it takes a village to raise them. I'm not going to say I did it all on my own, but I was the only real man in his life that, to the point where he said, Uncle Mike, I used to think you hated me. He said that out of his mouth to me. And I told him, that means I done my job, young man, because I had to make sure that you became a great man. Got his own house and car and all this stuff. Now he has a son. He has a son, and I guarantee you that his son is going to be raised right, because his son don't want to see what I'm going to bring if he want to act up. So T.I., you wrong, bruh. You spoiled your kid. You don't know how to raise a kid. It's instinct. Maybe your dad didn't raise you correctly. That's why you was in the streets and you don't understand. You trying to be his friend. And it ain't about being his friend. You need to take a belt to his behind. Punch him. Let him know he can't whoop you. That's what you gotta let him know. You gotta depend on me, bruh. You can't whoop me. You can't go run into your grandmommies. That's what he doing now. He on TV or on podcast acting like, I'm in the hood at my grandmother's house. T.I., your mother or your mother-in-law is not living in no hood. You a millionaire, man. You would never let your mother live in the hood. I refuse to believe that. You got millions and millions of dollars in the bank and your mother's in the hood struggling. He think it's the hood. He don't know no real hood when he see it. That's what the problem is.
The weight of a last name dripping in privilege and scandal.
Stupidity.
This was the kid raised on reality TV, posting flex videos from mansions, talking tough in designer clothes. In prison, that's a neon sign screaming, "Come test me." And test him. They did. Yep. Former inmates say King's biggest mistake wasn't his crime. It was his mouth. He allegedly bragged about his family's money, claimed respect without earning it, and even tried to film content behind bars. For older, hardened inmates, this was insult on top of insult. One ex-con put it bluntly, "We don't care who your daddy is. In here, you pay what you owe, or you get handled." King didn't pay. He talked, and talking gets you ambushed. Add to that the Harris family's endless baggage, lawsuits, trafficking rumors, that infamous Falcons game chokehold, and King became a lightning rod for hate. To inmates who had nothing but time, he wasn't a person. He was a symbol, a spoiled kid walking into a wolf den with reality show cameras still in his head.
Steve Sadar reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sadar that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in and admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I.
And yet, the irony is brutal. Outside, King wanted to shed the privileged son label, desperate to prove he was street enough. Inside, that act collapsed instantly. Because in prison, posturing doesn't work. Respect isn't bought, it's fought for. And when you pretend you're built for a world you've never lived, eventually, the real world will come crashing down on you. For King Harris, that crash came with fists, boots, and blood pooling on a concrete floor. If you're seeing the pattern here, the guard's gone, the camera's cutting, the setup too perfect, hit that like button. Not because you support it, but because you're starting to think this wasn't just a fight, it was a hit.
You not gonna get that from me. You just not. You ain't gonna never get that from me. You can go and catch 1,000 bodies. You still gonna be my son. I ain't finna treat you like, hardened criminal. I don't give a damn what you go out there and do. So you just gonna have to. You just gonna have to. That's what you gonna get from me.
If you thought the prison ambush was explosive, step inside the Harris household right now. Behind those gated mansion walls, it's pure chaos. T.I. is allegedly pacing the floors, phone glued to his ear, dialing every lawyer, every politician, every halfway shady fixer he's ever shaken hands with. Word is he's offering blank checks and silent favors just to get King out alive. But Tiny, she's not buying it. Insiders whisper she's running her own war room, coordinating PR spin and demanding softer protection measures. Husband and wife are no longer united. They're locked in their own private war. Sources close to the family say the arguments are volcanic. Tiny blames T.I.'s hard-edged parenting for pushing King toward rebellion in the first place. T.I., meanwhile, is allegedly throwing daggers back, accusing Tiny of coddling their son into delusion. You wanted a superstar, now you got a victim. One insider quoted him as snapping in a heated moment. And it's not just the couple. Extended family members are reportedly divided too. Some argue silence is safety. Others insist a media blitz is the only way to save King from becoming a forgotten statistic.
T.I.'s son got King Harris and Boosie's son. They talk to the police like the pigs they are.
Oh my God.
And they finally got a chance to say, all right, we're going to let somebody snatch a knot in their butt. So, ain't no telling what done happened to that boy. And then you got people all over the internet. Everybody know he was served with a silver spoon in his mouth. But you got people on the internet laughing about it.
Yeah. And then there's the ghost of scandals past. Remember the trafficking allegation?
And the part that tripped me out is all I'm hearing is negativity from the little boy, the little King. Since that's his name, all I'm hearing is, little boy, you're little boy. You was born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Your daddy's rich. You acting like you gangster. Now you got stuff out there saying you got beat up in jail. It ain't no stories out there saying, or he kicked somebody's tail in jail, or he's a man, or in the streets. Don't everybody scared of him in the streets? I don't hear these type of stories. All I hear is you are a clown, you are a fake, and even your father and your mother out of their mouth though. It's coming out of their mouth. I can see if it was AI. Come on, bruh. It's coming out of your mom's mouth and your father's mouth that you are not wrapped too tight.
That nearly torched their empire, those whispers are back louder than ever. Some rivals are even claiming the family's messy reputation is part of why King became such a target. Inside the house, the weight of that history is suffocating. Outside, their once carefully curated family hustle brand has crumbled into the ugliest reality TV storyline yet. One without cameras, just blood and blame. The so-called royal hip-hop couple is unraveling in real time, and the audience, the entire internet, popcorn in hand.
Like I'm the only one on here who got bad-ass kids.
We all go through.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you ain't got no bad-ass kids, you got one and you got lucky. You hear me? Anybody with three or more,
multiples,
you got one that you don't know what the hell you gonna do with. Right. You feel me?
Shit. I know people that got one that act like they want to act right. Shoot. I come from a family that everybody, all my uncles and aunts and nephews, all of them. My cousin, all my cousins and everything, they can get right. All these can't get right. I don't know what kind of shoe, boy, that belt used to hurt. I used to be like, this man can't love me because he hitting. Dad, I don't know how high the pain is going to go on my cupcakes. That's some painful stuff. I told my parents before. I said, Mom, you might as well whip me and whip me good because this is the last whooping I'm going to ever get. This is the last time you're going to whoop me, Mom. And she said, what? What you say? No, I don't mean it that way. No. What I'm trying to say to you, Mom, listen to me. I'm trying to say is, I know right from wrong, and from now on, I'm going to do right. I swear to you. I understand where I'm making my mistakes at. I understand now. So from here on, go ahead and whip me, because from here on out, I'm going to do right. I'm going to be a good person, and I know what to do where you don't have to spank me anymore. And that right there got me out of that whooping. And she said, oh, yeah? So you know you did wrong. I said, yes, I did wrong. I'm sorry. I won't do it no more because I understand. I'm getting too old for this stupid stuff. I know. God has told me that I know. I didn't say all that to her. I don't know what I said. I was a kid. And what make it so bad is she said, well, let's see. She put the belt up. I'm not even going to whoop you. Let's see if you understand right from wrong. No more whoopings. No more wrong things. No more stupid stuff. No more bad report cards. No more not doing your homework. I got it. I understand life. I ain't even have a driver's license yet. Comprende? That's when you know your parents did the right thing.
Saying, if you ain't got no bad ass kids, you got one and you got lucky. You hear me? Anybody with 3 or more,
both of them rich
you got
millionaires
one
talking
that you don't know what the hell you gonna do with. Right. You feel me?
Here's where the story stops being tragedy and starts sounding like a thriller. Multiple insiders are claiming King's attack wasn't about respect or even jealousy. It was about business. Prison business. Word is, a contraband deal went sideways and King either fumbled a payment or tried to finesse the wrong crew. In a place where loyalty is currency, that's not a mistake, that's a death sentence. If you pull down this cover, and the details, they're chilling. Reports say King was lured to a specific corner of the block, the one where cameras mysteriously cut out. The Department of Corrections swears it was a glitch. Former inmates say that's laughable. Cameras break when they need to break. One insider sneered. Guards being called to another block at the exact moment. Too convenient. It reeks of a setup.
Oh, the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this. A lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this in the public.
Even more wild, some conspiracy theorists online claim this wasn't even inmate on inmate. They argue King was silenced as part of a bigger cover-up, maybe tied to those lingering Harris family scandals. One viral TikTok even suggested the footage leak itself was allowed as a warning shot to the family. Too far-fetched? Maybe. But when cameras go dark, blood spills, and rumors pile up, the internet doesn't need proof, it just needs drama. And let's not forget, the Harris name attracts enemies. In the industry, in the courts, and now in prison politics. King's downfall isn't just about his choices, it's about the sharks circling his family for years. If this was a message, it wasn't just for King, it was for T.I., Tiny, and anyone who dares to wear their crown.
What's up?
Any other time, I don't even call the police like for accident. I don't, it ain't even no 911 call with my voice on it.
What's up, YouTube?
If a motherfucker break in my house, I am not calling
What's
the
up?
police.
I
ain't doing it. You break in my car, steal some of my car, I am not calling.
Zoom out, and this isn't just about one bloody prison ambush. This is about legacy. The Harris family spent years branding themselves as hip-hop royalty, juggling music, reality TV, and messy scandals without ever fully breaking. But King's collapse has pushed them to the edge of an abyss. Fans aren't just asking, will he survive? They're asking whether the Harris dynasty itself can survive this public dismantling. Because the truth is brutal. King's privileged upbringing, his viral arrogance, his desperate attempts to be seen as real. All of it fed into this disaster. And now the consequences are bigger than him. Every headline, every rumor about contraband, every resurfaced trafficking allegation, it all bleeds into the Harris brand. This isn't just a son in crisis. This is a dynasty in flames. And the irony? T.I. once branded himself King of the South, a man untouchable, a man in control. Now his actual son is fighting for his life in a hospital bed, while his marriage strains and his reputation burns. Fame bought the Harris family a mansion, a reality show, a place in hip-hop history. But in prison, Fame bought King Harris a target on his back. So here we are, staring at the smoking wreckage. Will King Harris crawl back from this nightmare scarred but alive? Or are we watching the prelude to the final collapse of hip-hop's most scandal-addicted dynasty? The answer may not just decide one man's fate, it might decide the Harris family's entire future in pop culture. So here's the real question. Is King Harris just another inmate story gone viral? Or is this the first domino in the collapse of hip-hop's so-called royal family? Drop your verdict below, because this saga isn't just about King, it's about whether the Harris name survives at all. And if you want the next leak the second it drops, hit subscribe before the story gets buried.
I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, man. That little boy, I feel so sorry for him. He don't look like a gangster. I mean, he looked like a joke. I mean, they called him clown and everything. He don't look hard. He don't look like he had a hard life. Even every time I seen a clip of him trying to act hard towards somebody, it's all talk. It's all talk. When I was coming up in the streets, man, my street people he said, man, you gotta make a name for yourself. You know, I call myself trying to sell something in the streets or whatever. Man, don't nobody believe me. That's because you're doing all this talking back and forth. You're doing all this talking, right? He said, me and my gang got a rule. We got one rule. Whoever starts, one person say something, the other one person say something. You say something, then you say something. 2 times. Strike 3, you either gonna leave or you gonna get down. One of the two. We ain't got time for all this back and forth. We ain't got time for that. And that's how you build a reputation. You say something, they say something. You say something again, they say something. After that, whatever they said is gonna be up or down. And it's time to get busy. And that's how we carried it on our blocks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a bunch of fighting and all this type of stuff. Now look, I'm not even gonna do this. Look, the judge is releasing him after messing with the wrong gang in jail. Look at this right here. This is what you wanted, bruh? What make it so bad? Look at this right here. Here go another.
Remember when King Harris?
This one says, T.I. goes crazy at King Harris after footage in prison leaks. Dude, how embarrassing that everything I see is about you doing something negative or doing something that's not gangster. That's opposite of what you're trying to portray, because everybody knows it's a lie. Everybody knows what you're saying and what you're trying to do is a lie. It looks like a lie. It smells like a lie. We haven't seen you do nothing gangster. And this is the type of things that push a person to the end. So he'll take a gun and shoot up a daggone a high school. This is why people like that go out. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just keep your mouth shut? Do what your dad says. I don't know, go to college and be like, yeah, that's my dad. Hey, I'm not like that. I'm different. But nah, you trying to prove to everybody that you can fight. Start a boxing ring or something, man. You got the money. Get some people in the boxing ring with you. We ain't seen you lay hands on nobody, young. And you got the money to do it. I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.